Hello there everybody. I thought I was going to do a short notice. It's a very long time since I did one of these 5-minute videos called short notice. But I'm going to touch a subject that has been touched by everybody else here at the VC. And that is the subject, the new Paul McCartney songs. I have huge respect for Paul McCartney. He has done some really great songs, even though I'm not all that familiar with his most of his Wings works, his works from the Wings days of the 70s. My check on him is mostly from the 80s or maybe the 90s or maybe the Beatles days. But I have some respect for Paul McCartney, and I haven't heard, of course, the new album Egypt Station, so I have no words about anything than those 3 singles. First of all, apologize to everyone who thinks differently, but this is my opinions, and I think that Paul McCartney, first of all, his voice, I know he's way past his 70s, but his voice isn't what it used to be. It's pretty. It sounds very, very far from himself. Having a hard time listening to. It's sad to hear a man with such a great voice that Paul McCartney has to hear him now with his older voice, but still, and that bugs me a bit on several of the songs. The new album is produced by Ryan Tedder from One Direction, and Paul McCartney has for the past years been surrounding himself with bad company. I mean, first he did the song with Kanye West, and now with Ryan Tedder, and I'll admit I have a hard time listening to Paul McCartney in some kind of a modern boy band production, as I'm no fan at all of new music for young people, and there I've grown 200 years in a like that. But still. And the song that actually sounds most in the production like great Paul McCartney is Come On To Me. But the problem is that the melody is too weak. I love the drums, but the melody keeps going, mishmash everywhere. It's no clear refrain, and it's pretty weak song, in my opinion. It's the production, and that's it, it sounds like. And then we have I Don't Know, and I don't know. No, it is actually my favorite of these 3, because that is the one that in the total sounds most like Paul McCartney. It has great melody, very, very dark and special lyrics, and I like the production, even though it's not up to those greatest songs of him. It is the best of these 3 songs, and the one that sounds most Paul McCartney in this total song. And then we have the controversial one, For You, and that is the least favorite of mine. I think that one is. I shook my head when I heard it. Not because of the lyrics. I couldn't care if Paul McCartney wanted to say the F word, which from what I understand, he doesn't. But of course, it is planned that everybody should actually hear it wrong. I think it's definitely planned to make controversial without being real controversial, because controversy creates cash, and that is what I think is very much planned by Paul McCartney. And that is the one that sounds, the reason why I don't like it is the one that sounds most like One Direction in the production. You hear the modern boy band sound in the background, and I don't like the production at all. And I think that the melody also leaves a lot to wish for, actually. So I don't like For You one bit. So I'm a bit disappointed. There were some songs that actually were better than I could expected, like I Don't Know, and some parts of come on to me. But will I get the entire album? No, I don't think so. I have no interest. Maybe there are some songs that doesn't sound all that much too modern, that sounds more Paul McCartney that I think it will. But overall, no, I don't think I will get the new album. I think that Paul McCartney is unfortunately trying to stay in business and does that in a method that I don't doesn't interest me. I listened to Christine McVie's album in the meantime yesterday. It's a little older. It's from 2003, but it's also one legend that does newer stuff way past her prime, and it was a whole lot better. No, sorry, Paul McCartney. This one, in my opinion, is going down. Take care.